Rumour Wang. Hello, I'm Hobby Jackal and this is Rumour Wang. A revamp of a semi-regular series summarising the latest rumours with some weight for Age of Sigmar and Warhammer Fantasy. This video focuses specifically on Age of Sigmar and its spin-offs, and there's plenty to talk about. We'll tackle big hats, rat wheels, underworlds, nice Nagash, and finish up with some Rumour Engines and roadmaps. I'll apologise quickly for the hiatus preceding this video. Rogue traders literally stole the roof from above our heads, caused a load of damage, we had a new baby. This year's been pretty bloody chaotic, so the audio might not be quite up to scratch with previous videos, and the room's a bit barren because there's been a lot of damage. So we can't talk Age of Sigmar rumours without talking about Chaos Dwarfs, or Chaos Dwarden, or something of Hashut, as they'll probably be known. The hints have been pretty consistent, with the dwarfless horns of Hashut rocking up to Warcry at the start of this edition, and they have recently been legended and dropped from the Age of Sigmar range, but I expect they'll make a return alongside this army. They also had a chunky nod in the latest core book, and a whole host of proper good folk that have track records with rumours are talking about them. Mr. Robert Symes, the honest wargamer and accidental viral slapchop sensation, has suggested they're adopting a COG aesthetic, and this will presumably tie into their industrial side. Before I go further, I'll throw in a hearty acknowledgement to the wonderfully wholesome and dutifully moderated TGA forums, which have not only become a bastion of rumours that actually bloody well pan out, but the people there are just super nice. Speaking of said forums, Nezhill suggests that said Chaos Dwarfs are due to arrive in 2025. And Nighthaunt Noob suggests they're getting an Underworlds warband which will precede the main release. They also go on to suggest the warband won't be made up entirely of Dwarden, or dwarfs. Certainly adds up given what we've seen before for a number of factions, and in terms of that multi-race question, Hobgrots seem like a likely shoe-in to be accompanying them. And we've also recently seen a rumour engine which is almost definitely a gooey Hobgrot knifey thing. Of course, Horns of Hashut's mentioned previously, you could get humans or all sorts of things in there because it's Age of Sigmar and elves are riding eels. As for their style, we don't know much more aside from the hint that they might have something coggy. So whether they have the giant hats of the goofy originals or the slightly more low-key version produced by Forge World, we don't know. What do you think? So a reliable rumour-monger called Whitefang Back Me Up, which is a play on another rumour-monger who's reliable called Whitefang, suggested that skaven, we're gonna see a little skaven doom wheel, which is really exciting. They specifically said, did you all enjoy the new skaven models? Wait until you see the mini doom wheel. Now, skaven doom wheels are hilarious hamster wheel style contraptions which have tumbled through skaven and skaven foe alike since the early 90s. The original was sculpted by Jess Goodwin and Norman Swales, followed by a plastic update around 2009. Excluding a Warmaster Mini, these are the only doom wheels we've ever seen, so a new one is mighty exciting. They are bonkers Warhammer at its best. Now, what we'd see in terms of a mini doom wheel, I don't know whether it's just a single rat and a small one or just powered by big rats. It's going to be really interesting to see. Now, it's not in the Skaven battle tome which we've seen the full contents of, neither is anything Underworldsy. So unless all these rumours turn out to be untrue and these people with good track records are somehow just going a bit nuts, it seems likely it's going to turn up there. Alongside this, Nighthaunt Noob has advised that Underworlds will be getting a traditional matchup, pitting the edition factions against one another. Expect to see Stormcast, presumably most of whom will be Ruination Chamber, pitch up against the Skaven, which Doom Wheel in mind could well be Skyer focused, but given the bulk of the latest release include a melding with Molder, we could see a mix, particularly as arguably clans Verminus, Eshin and Pestilence have already been covered by Underworld's warbands. Before I move away from talking Skaven, I will touch upon another couple of outliers from the rumour sphere. They kept the really old guttery runnery rats that used to run around Mordheim in the range, whilst refreshing everything else. And whilst they are plastics, they are really old plastics with a lot of character, but proportionately do not fit the range at all. I wouldn't be shocked to see these rock up in Warcry, where they've done something similar, where they've sort of updated an existing unit, such as with the Chameleon Skinks for the Seraphon, or the Gorger Moor Pack for the Ogre Moor Tribes. There was also another reliable rumour sharer called SG Warhound, who released fuzzy pictures of Age of Sigmar pre-releases and also listed the contents of the Skaven army really reliably. And there was this one outlier where they said there would be new wolf rats. So it just seems a little bit odd Did they see something? Did they see a conversion? Was there a mistake? Or are these wolf rats rocking around somewhere to turn up in Warcry or Underworlds or something similar? It's a little bit unknown, and I don't quite know how these would fit in a warband with a mini Doom wheel, unless it is just a pack master with a load of random stuff. Jumping back to Underworlds, we've got some rumours of what the 4th Warhammer Underworlds warband that we might know about will be. So we've got Stormcast, Skaven, Chaos Dwarfs, or whatever they're going to be called. And then we have Daughters of Khaine. So the suggestion on these rumours is that there will be a Daughters of Khaine warband. I think from memory this is the 3rd warband for Warhammer Underworlds, and this one will be focused on the Croneseer, I think she was called, released as part of like a little Italian box recently. Now this is the side of the Daughters of Khaine that just see Marathi for who she is and they're like, no, you're a liar, we don't like you. So it'll be interesting to see what they look like. Before I jump to the next section of this video, 2 more really vague statements from Nighthawk Noob regarding Underworlds. Firstly is that there's going to be a character lugging a potbelly around, which instantly makes me think ogres, but then there's also possibly Nurgle or Skaven even, not to mention a Grom the Paunch style gobbo. And also just the word raw, which it's Age of Sigmar, there's loads of things that go raw, I don't know. What do you think? Right, before finishing up this video on some Rumour Engines and delightful greenskins, we're going to touch upon one of the vaguest rumours that we've got, but the rumour comes from Whitefang. So anybody that hangs around forums or Reddit or anywhere will have probably heard of this person, or maybe heard of some of their rumours previously. Really strong track record, but they also do lots of sort of vague things, like people will post things and they'll do emojis in response to them, like, yes, I think this is good, yes. Anyway, Whitefang earlier this year said a few things. On February the 8th, Whitefang said, what about Death as a protagonist in 4th edition of Age of Sigmar? So, yeah, Death as a protagonist. So this is a really interesting one. Is Nagash gonna crawl out of the Nadir and Shaiish and just be like, hey guys, I really hate these rats, can we be friends? And take them out? Or is it going to be something brand new? Or is there going to be a splinter section of one of the existing Death factions, a bit like the Croneseer in Daughters of Khaine, where it's going to be opposing, or even Be'lakor for Chaos? So Be'lakor is in the same battle tome, but is actively working against Archaon. We've now got the Croneseer in Daughters of Khaine. Could we see some part of a Death faction suddenly turn against the main force? And the other thing to touch upon with the Death thing is that the roadmap they released during Nova, and I'm going to say roadmap because it's a bit weird and covers a lot of stuff that's already been announced or released, does have this big banner saying Death and something like more stuff is going to be revealed soon, and it's odd that they would call out Death unless there's something particularly exciting or weird and wonderful happening there. So yes, watch this space. Death may be good. Now a couple of other things that Whitefang has said, which are vague but might interest some of you. When somebody was talking about greenskins, Swifthawk agents and wanderers being gutted in Age of Sigmar, Whitefang said, never say never, because things sometimes get positively weird. And then in response to another comment touching upon weird things said, oh, there's going to be plenty. Something completely a challenge to logic. So, as I've said before, Age of Sigmar is already pretty weird, eel riding elves, etc. So, something to completely challenge the logic of the Age of Sigmar is got to be pretty weird. So in addition to all of this, just bringing everybody up to speed, we've got loads of Rumour Engines floating about. They release one of these a week. It's a cryptic picture from any of the Warhammer games. So some of these Rumour Engines are really likely candidates for a unit revamp. So in the current ranges, there are units included in battle tomes where they haven't updated old models. I've touched upon the Skaven, Gutter Runner, Night Runnery kit, but there are other examples of this where they've updated the majority of a range and then just left a unit. These 2 Rumour Engines, clear contenders for Saurus Temple Guard and Graveguard for the Soulblight Gravelords. Most excitingly for me personally as a lover of gobbos is this Rumour Engine, which is clearly something to do with a Gitmob Snarlfang. You can see the comparison images here on the screen, assuming I've edited correctly. Now Gitmob run with the common goblin aesthetic from Warhammer Fantasy Battles. So if they were following that pattern, they could be creating a Snarlfang chariot or a character. What makes this particularly exciting is that during the video preview which accompanied the vague and weird roadmap for Age of Sigmar, they said that the army box, or at least one of the army boxes sort of hinted at in that roadmap, was going to be for Gloomspite Gits. And army boxes of late have contained all new stuff. Just look at the Dark Oath or the 40k Blood Angels. So this is really exciting, suggesting we may see more than, say, just a character model or chariot or unit. There might be a mix of things in there. And I would absolutely love to see a new rendition of the Doom Diver from Classic Warhammer Fantasy Battle. It's right up there with bonkers Warhammeriness with the Skaven Doom Wheel. For me personally, I'd love to see it. Right, that's it. Thank you so much for watching. If you like this and want to subscribe, then do feel free to do so. Soon we're hoping to launch a free Discord area for all the subscribers if you wanted to join that. And for more from me, check out my short relating to the oldest Rumour Engine, rocking about the Ragnarok. Or to see me prance about the woods holding a box, check out this Warcry video. Cheers for watching.